Last time by, James Busher was the fastest truck on the racetrack, 31.939, and it went, the guys who were first, second, and third, they had the first, second, and third fastest laps.
Probably how it's supposed to be.
And right now, James Busher catching up on the slower lap traffic. He goes by Paulie Haraka in the 5. Again, impressed with what Paulie Haraka is doing and what he's been able to accomplish in this race already. Working with Ted Musgrave, wants to get to the end, wants to see the checkered flag. That's something that he hasn't been able to do quite a bit this season.
Well, he got in Aaron's Lucky Dogs inside the top 20. Did a great job missing that big crash with Todd Bodine and Nelson Piquet Jr. So Ted Musgrave has helped that young man already, and I imagine that help will continue to grow as well.
See the speeds that James Busher continues to carry into the turns. 173 miles an hour when he entered that turn. And he has a 1.6 second lead over second place Joey Coulter. We see Tim George Jr. into the wall in the 2.
And that is going to bring out our caution. That puts everyone in the pit window. We've completed 102 laps.
Knocked into the tire, right rear behind, knocked straight forward.
See a lot of damage to that Applebee's Chevrolet for Tim George. Tim was riding along on the lead lap, having a nice solid run.
Was in the 14th position. Take a look at what happens down on the bottom of the track.
Was trying to get by Miguel Paludo, got a little bit loose, had to chase it up the hill. Fortunately, Miguel was able to get out of his way, and you see the contact into the outside wall.
So racing on the bottom of the track, trying to get back onto pit road so that they can work on that truck.
See the tires starting to shred now, which is not going to do a whole lot more damage to that right rear quarter panel.
Sheet metal rubbing up against the right rear. So as it shreds apart, he makes it onto pit road.
From bad to worse.
It's our 6th caution. This time, Tim George Jr. bringing out the yellow flag. Now, we talked about how important this stop is going to be. We saw Joey Coulter the last time they were on pit road make up 5 positions. Now you can't have a mistake on pit road if you want to win this race.
And Johnny Sauter went all the way back to the end of the lead lap. He's raced all the way back up to the A spot. That team needs to give him the stop of the night right now so he can jump up there and be in contention. If you're leading the race, this is perfect timing for you to come to pit road, get your tires, and be done with pit road.
Let's see how Joey Coulter does this time. The field on pit road. We go to Hermie.
Rick, what a drive it's been for Joey Coulter so far tonight. He has reported to crew chief Harold Holly. He is loose in, tight center off. It'll be 4 tires, Sunoco fuel and air pressure adjustments. The 31 truck of James Busher, a little bit free on entry. Just a small air pressure adjustment and fuel for the 31. Ray?
Ron Hornaday at the bottom of your screen told his crew chief Jeff Hensley, give me half of the adjustment that you did last time and I think we'll be good. They're going to go with 4 tires there. Air pressure adjustment on the right front. On the right of your screen, Matt Crafton, once again, he was in pit stall number 1, but a couple of trucks must have gone with some strategy. Crafton is going to roll out about 7th or 8th. The number 1, the first truck off pit road was the 3 of Dillon.
Yeah, Ty Dillon and the 17 of Timothy Peters had to play some strategy because look at the positions that were made up. Ty Dillon was able to make up 9 positions.
And I love that right now, Phil. If you haven't been able to gain any track position all night long, and there's a chance to steal some, let's swipe it right here.
And we saw how fast these trucks were with 35, 40 laps on their tires.
So around goes the 2 of Tim George Jr. brings out the caution. The final pit stops we think have just taken place. Welcome back to the University of Northwestern Ohio 225 from right here in Sparta, Kentucky. Kentucky Speedway. Out in front of the field, coming off pit road first is Ty Dillon. So he's going to lead the field back to the green flag. Saturday, NASCAR Race Days live from Kentucky. We'll break down Matt Kintz's decision to leave Roush Fenway Racing. Our experts debate the move and tell you if Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is ready to fill the former champ's shoes. That's NASCAR Race Day, fueled by Sunoco, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, right here on Speed. Let's go back trackside quickly to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, just as I suspected, the number 3 Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet went with right side tires only. That's how they got their track position. His truck's still a little bit loose, so they made a wedge adjustment, but he leads the field.
That wedge adjustment was needed because I haven't seen the speed out of this 3 truck of Ty Dillon to be able to win this race. But man, track position changes everything at times.
And clean air does too, Michael.
We'll find out how it works out for Ty Dillon and Timothy Peters right now as they come to the stripe on the wall. Green flag back in the air. Dillon with a great restart.
Great jump by Ty Dillon. He's now going to drive to the inside. How about Buscher on the inside with 4 tires?
Jason Leffler on the outside, trying to battle for that second spot as well. Buscher with the strong move at the bottom of the racetrack. He moves up into second now as he goes down the backstretch.
Oh, and Ty's trying to crowd him down, but James Buscher's having nothing of it.
So strong is the 31. James Buscher back to the front in front of Ty Dillon.
See Matt Crafton all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack inside of 3 wide with Timothy Peters and Coulter for a moment.
There's Johnny Sauter trying to recover from that pit road penalty. Timothy Peters, his start didn't go so great on that restart either, Phil.
Ron Hornaday somewhat out of position now as he's running the higher line around the racetrack. We've seen him at the bottom pretty much all race.
Ty Dillon settled in the second spot. Remember, only 2 tires on that Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Just cannot match the speed, though, those 4 tires that Buscher has, it doesn't look like.
Well, his truck was better when he had the same tires as the rest, and now he's got better tires than some, and he's going to be hard to guard over these last 40 laps or so.
Keselowski and Coulter almost trading paint there as they went through the tri-oval. Saw Coulter hitting a bump, the sparks flying from underneath that truck.
A little bit of low air pressure on these new tires.
Oh, around goes Cale Gale, and the 29 of Parker Kligerman looks as though he got into the wall.
Straight, hold on, spin it, log it out. Good job.
Ooh. Oh, good job to the very end.
Yeah,
It looked like he had that baby saved. And he
hit, boys. I don't think he hit nothing, did you?
Slam the left front.
I hit hard on the left.
Yeah, you see the damage to the left front.
We think it might be the 4 of Kyle Larson that got into that 33. Take a look.
There's Kyle down on the bottom of the racetrack. He gets loose on the bottom, has to chase it up the hill, runs out of room, made contact with Cale.
Watch this job that Cale does. Uses the wall a little bit as assist. Looks like he's heading in the right direction, but it just was out of control on him. And so close to keeping it out of that wall. Bam, right at the end.
See Kyle Larson now drives down to the inside. He needs more racetrack because he gets loose down there. He chases it up the hill, then he makes contact with Cale. Watch Parker Kligerman. He had nowhere to go. He got up in the loose stuff and made slight contact with the outside wall.
He'd already hit the wall about that hard once before, so didn't seem to hurt him too bad before. Is it that bad for Parker Kligerman? Yeah. He'll probably come to pit road and pull the fenders out. Nothing to lose. Doesn't have any track position.
Yeah, these things take a pretty good beating, don't they?
They do nowadays. Between the safer barrier and the way they're constructed along that right side, you can bounce them off the wall, it seems. Nelson Piquet, another good example of that. He hit the wall off turn 4 and ran up front.
Just as you mentioned, just at the last second, that thing swings around and pops the inside wall with that left front corner.
Crew going to work on the 33 of Cale Gale. They're battling for the 11th spot. You see a little more damage to the right side of that 29. We'll be right back. Welcome back under our 7th caution. This time a little slip up by the 4 of Kyle Larson. Slid up into 29, got into the wall a little bit, a little contact. Riding along with James Buscher. He's out in front of the field, and that's not anything new. Kansas Speedway earlier this year.
Advanced at an early run. Hornaday the 9 gets involved with Paul Hiraka. David Starr also involved.
See synchronized spinning. Hornaday saves it once again.
Oh, David Starr just unable to get, to the bottom of the racetrack.
Then it ended up James Buscher to the inside of Brad Keselowski, able to take the top spot and the win at Kansas. Goes on to celebrate his first Camping World Truck Series win.
And remember, we talk about how important mile-and-a-half racetracks are. There are 10 on our schedule.
James Buscher looking very strong once again here at Kentucky. Hermie Sadler.
Rick listening to the radio with James Buscher, and he's got Ty Dillon inside of him, and guess what they're talking about? What happened the last time these two guys were racing each other, which was at Texas a couple weeks ago, and if memory serves me correct, I think there was a little contact on the racetrack, and James Buscher has not forgotten it.
I believe that was lap 137 at Texas.
Yeah. Again, this one going 150 laps, 37 remaining. Buscher on the outside, Dillon on the inside. In the top 8 right now, James Buscher, the only one who has won in 2012.
Ah,
how about that?
He's the dominant truck, though.
He has been very strong. We'll see how he does on this restart.
Tires have had a chance to cycle again. Remember, 4 tires for Buscher, 2 for Ty Dillon. on their last pit stop.
Brad Keselowski will probably be very aggressive on this start, wanting to be able to stay in the tire tracks of James Buescher to get a chance to run at him.
Keselowski on the high side of row number 2, coming back through the tri-oval. Green flag back in the air.
Buescher able to clear Ty Dillon before they get to turn 1. As you mentioned, Michael, Brad Keselowski hard into the corner.
Great restart for the 19.
He pushed Buescher down toward turn 1, and then Buescher squirted out ahead of him, and Ty Dillon is battling hard on the inside.
Boy, drives it hard down in the corner. Will it stick?
Loeffler trying to do the same thing. He slides up the track just a bit. That allows Ron Hornaday to look to the inside.
What a great job by Ty Dillon grabbing that spot away from Keselowski.
Buescher checking out on second place. Ty Dillon right now as they are battling for position behind him. Keselowski running in the 3rd position.
Johnny Sauter way low on the track on the front straightaway, trying to grab some of those spots back he lost on pit road.
Crafton, another dominant truck early, been able to get into the tire tracks of that 18 of Loeffler.
Hornaday drives it hard down to the bottom again. Let's see if his truck will stick. Looks good so far.
That's a great view from Joey Coulter's truck, watching Ron Hornaday just about sideways, just barely under control, bouncing around on the inside of Matt Crafton.
And Coulter thought about making it 3 wide for a moment. Look at Hornaday get loose.
Hornaday up the racetrack, and as he gets up the racetrack, Coulter takes advantage of it, goes to the bottom of the track.
We'll see what Sauter's going to do. Is he going to try to push Hornaday by?
Oh, look at Coulter.
Coulter on the bottom of the racetrack to the inside of that 9 of Hornaday. Just in front of him, we're also seeing some side-by-side racing. Crafton on the inside trying to get by the 18 of Jason Loeffler.
Was not able to clear Loeffler.
Coulter inside of the 9 of Hornaday. Both trucks finding a loose condition. It looks like they're both moving up the racetrack.
Look at the run Johnny Sauter gets, though, to the inside of Coulter.
Look at Jason White. He's got that truck rebounded and running well here late in the going. Saw him on pit road working on it earlier tonight, and now he's running inside the top 10, trying to take that nice spot away from Johnny Sauter.
33 laps of racing to go, now 32. Buescher in front of Ty Dillon by 1.1 seconds. Keselowski in 3rd, Peters 4th, Loeffler 5th.
You can kind of see why we wreck a lot. These guys are on the edge of control every lap. 2 and 3 wide.
Coulter able to get by Hornaday. Now he's up beside of Crafton. And Sauter goes to the outside of Hornaday.
What a run Sauter has as he moves to the high side of Hornaday. Hornaday charges into turn number 3 down at the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for position, just in front.
Ron Hornaday hadn't lost one bit of desire.